Define a clear purpose. There's a massive difference between saying, "I want success," and knowing exactly what that success looks like. Napoleon Hill insisted that enthusiasm doesn't just appear, it's sparked by clarity. When someone says they want to do better, that's not a purpose, that's a wish. But when they say, "I want to double my income by December through online coaching," now we're talking purpose with power. Clarity is the matchstick that lights the emotional engine. Having a clear goal activates something deeper than motivation. It aligns your mindset, your focus, and your emotional energy like a GPS locked on a destination. Suddenly, your brain filters out distractions and zeroes in on what matters. This is how people develop that laser focus everyone talks about. You're not just busy, you're intentional. And that, my friend, is what separates hopeful dreamers from actual achievers. So here's your move. Grab a pen and build your goal canvas. Define your what, why, when, and how you'll measure it. Don't overthink it, just start. Once you create that visual clarity, enthusiasm begins to rise almost automatically. Your purpose becomes a daily reminder that success isn't a mystery, it's a mission. And speaking of mission, let's see how the next step strengthens this foundation even further. Create a detailed plan. Once you know where you're going, the next step is mapping out how to get there. Enthusiasm can't survive without structure. Chaos kills momentum. Napoleon Hill was clear. Successful people don't just act, they plan with precision. A vague goal with no roadmap leads to frustration, but a well-structured plan fuels motivation and self-improvement every day. That's why strategy isn't optional, it's the backbone of all achievement. Break your big goal into micro steps, each one simple enough to execute, yet meaningful enough to create progress. Let's say your goal is to land 10 coaching clients by December. Week 1? Research the competition. Week 2. Build your outreach materials. Week 3. Launch your first pilot offer. Each task checked off isn't just productivity, it's fuel for your emotional energy and belief. And here's the secret most people miss. When your plan is visible, on a whiteboard, calendar, or journal, your enthusiasm naturally stays high. You're not guessing your next move, you're executing with purpose. That sense of control over your journey builds momentum like a flywheel. Now let's explore the hidden force that keeps this momentum alive, even when motivation dips. Use autosuggestion, self-talk. Here's where enthusiasm gets personal. Napoleon Hill didn't just suggest visualizing success, he taught us to speak it into the subconscious mind. That's what autosuggestion is, emotional repetition. When you repeat affirmations like, "I'm signing 10 clients by December," with belief and consistency, you train your brain to expect success. This isn't woo-woo, it's neural programming through language, emotion, and identity. The key is frequency and feeling. Start your mornings by standing tall, looking in the mirror, and stating your goal in the present tense, like it's already real. At midday, repeat it mentally while working. Before bed, whisper it like a secret you're keeping with the universe. That repetition creates confidence, conviction, and emotional alignment. You begin to believe because your brain hears it so often, it starts working for you. Want a tip? Write your affirmation on a sticky note and post it where you see it daily. The more touch points, the stronger the connection. Self-talk isn't about tricking yourself, it's about training yourself. And when your mind is trained, your emotions follow. But there's one thing that makes autosuggestion even more powerful, and that's what we'll dive into next. Combine with deep emotion. You can say all the affirmations you want, but without emotion they're just empty words. Napoleon Hill emphasized this again and again. Emotion is what turns thoughts into power. When you feel your purpose in your body, your enthusiasm multiplies. That means visualizing the outcome, breathing into it, and experiencing the win before it happens. Emotion fuels conviction. And conviction builds belief that can't be shaken. So how do you activate emotion on command? Simple, use emotional rehearsal. Close your eyes and imagine the exact moment your goal becomes real. See yourself checking your email and reading that client confirmation. Hear the ping. Feel your chest rise. Smile. Imagine telling your family or mentor and let pride fill you. This emotional simulation sends signals to your subconscious mind. This is real. Get ready. Here's a technique you can try right now. Pair your affirmations with movement. Speak them out loud while walking, pacing, or gesturing. Move with intensity. Let your tone rise. Emotion isn't only mental, it's physical. The more your body feels success, the more your brain believes it's happening. And once you fuse your thoughts with true emotion, you'll unlock something that most people never experience. And it only gets stronger from here. Integrated framework. Let's bring it all together. Napoleon Hill didn't teach isolated tricks, he built systems. And when you combine purpose, planning, affirmation, and emotion, you create something greater than the sum of its parts. Imagine it like a tree. The root is your goal, the branches are your tasks, the leaves are your affirmations, and the sunlight is your emotion. This is how enthusiasm becomes a living system inside you. It's not a spark, it's a flame. Each part strengthens the next. A clear purpose gives your plan direction. Your plan creates space for daily action. Autosuggestion reinforces the message. Emotion brings the energy to move it forward. When you cycle through these layers daily, you build emotional momentum. That's why some people wake up energized and focused. They've wired their habits to feed their enthusiasm before the day even begins. It's intentional. Now here's the real beauty. Once this system is in motion, it compounds. What feels hard on day 1 becomes natural by day 30. You don't just do it anymore, you are it. You begin to identify as someone with drive, purpose, and contagious energy. And when your identity shifts, your results follow. Let's see how this plays out in the real world. Practical example. Launching a coaching program. Let's apply everything in a real-life scenario. Say you're a coach with a goal to enroll 10 paying clients at $2,000 per month by December 31st. That's your clear purpose. Next, you map out your detailed plan. Week 1, study your market. Week 2, create your offer. Week 3, build your lead magnet. Every task is driven by purpose and builds measurable momentum. Suddenly, success isn't a fantasy, it's a blueprint. Each morning you repeat your affirmation, I'm attracting 10 aligned clients by December. But you don't just say it, you feel it. You imagine reading the feedback, this changed my life. You hear the Stripe notification. You feel the joy of helping someone transform. This combination of thought and emotion doesn't just motivate you, it propels you to send DMs, post value content, and network with confidence. It's emotional energy in action. Tracking your progress becomes your secret weapon. You keep an enthusiasm journal, scoring your emotional state and listing what worked daily. You celebrate micro wins like one new lead or a message of interest. This self-awareness builds resilience and clarity. It's not about being perfect, it's about staying engaged. And the more engaged you are, the more contagious your energy becomes. Which leads us straight to the next truth. Why enthusiasm matters, Hill's philosophy. Napoleon Hill didn't treat enthusiasm as optional, he saw it as essential. According to him, enthusiasm is the emotional amplifier that makes all your other traits more effective. Without it, even a genius mind becomes dull. But with it, ordinary people do extraordinary things. Enthusiasm isn't loud, it's consistent, intentional, and deeply felt. It makes your voice persuasive, your ideas magnetic, and your presence unforgettable. Why does it work so well? Because people feel it. They don't follow logic, they follow energy. An enthusiastic leader inspires trust, not because of their resume, but because of how alive their conviction feels. Hill observed that enthusiasm attracts opportunities like a magnet. Whether you're selling a product, leading a team, or teaching a class, your emotional energy is your strongest tool. And unlike talent, it's 100% within your control. More importantly, enthusiasm is what gets you back up after life knocks you down. When your goal hits a wall or your plan crumbles, logic won't carry you through, but emotional energy will. It's what fuels resilience, creativity, and persistence. Hill called this emotional capital, and the more you build it, the less you fear failure. And to make that capital grow even faster, he recommended a few surprising techniques. Additional concepts and tips. Want to know a secret most people miss? Your posture affects your mindset. Yes, really? If you begin your day slouched, mumbling, and passive, you're teaching your nervous system that your goal doesn't matter. But stand tall, breathe deeply, and speak your affirmation with energy? You're activating your emotional state physically. Hill would say, you don't wait to feel it. You move like it's already true. This is embodiment in action. Another overlooked gem? The power of micro-affirmations. When that inner voice whispers, you're not ready, answer it with, yet. But I'm learning fast. This little shift from defeat to potential builds emotional momentum. It's like brushing your mental teeth, tiny daily actions that prevent the buildup of doubt. And it's way more effective than pretending negativity doesn't exist. The goal isn't fake positivity, it's emotional redirection. Lastly, track your journey. Keep a daily enthusiasm journal where you rate your energy, document progress, and reflect on what boosted or drained you. This isn't just self-care, it's strategy. Over time, patterns emerge. Maybe Mondays are high energy or certain meetings leave you flat. Adjust accordingly. Use your own data to protect your drive. And speaking of protecting your drive, let's talk about what enthusiasm isn't. Summary: enthusiasm is not equal to passing feeling. Here's the truth that most people never realize. Enthusiasm isn't a personality trait, it's a craft. Napoleon Hill taught that enthusiasm is cultivated just like a muscle. It's the result of aligned thoughts, clear goals, repeated affirmation, and emotionally charged vision. If you treat it like luck, it will vanish. But if you treat it like a practice, it becomes your most powerful advantage. This is where real transformation begins. You see, enthusiasm isn't about hype. It's about alignment. When your purpose, plan, beliefs, and emotions all point in the same direction, your energy becomes impossible to ignore. That's why the most magnetic people aren't the loudest, they're the most centered. They've trained their minds to stay focused, their habits to stay disciplined, and their emotions to serve their mission. It's not magic, it's method. And now that you've learned the method, the next step is simple: apply it. You're not waiting for motivation anymore. You're engineering it. Every day becomes a laboratory where your thoughts, routines, and emotional states shape the outcome. And this isn't theory, it's exactly what Hill meant in Think and Grow Rich. But before we wrap it up, let's open the door to what comes next.